All right. Good evening, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Great to see your faces. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Melissa Gratz, and we do this team Zoom on Tuesday nights in conjunction with Andrea Hatch, Superstar Director in Utah. She just waved. And Tammy Frazier, Superstar Director in Ohio. And joined forces with Annalie Hughes, Superstar Director in Washington. So we welcome you. Thank you for joining us tonight. And thank you to all of our fabulous leadership team that is on here as well. If you're on the leadership team, you guys wave. Kudos, shout outs to you. Awesome. Okay, so a couple things. We survived. We're here to tell about it. We survived a little bit of that flash sale today. It was a little stressful in the beginning. 80,000 plus of us trying to shop all at once. And I saw a really funny post on Facebook today, and I don't even know what the item was that was being shared, but somebody shared 2 things you can't get your hands on today. Scentsy, but what was the other thing? Tammy, do you know?
It was Heather Gorsuch. It was ice cream. They were like Japanese peach ice cream bonbon things or something.
Is that it was food? I did not know what it was. Yeah, so it was Heather Gorsuch, and she shared it and said 2 things you can't get your hands on today: Scentsy and then this. But who knows what that is? Show that. Has anybody seen this?
It looks like makeup. I'm not sure what that is.
Like, anybody know what that is? I don't know what it is. I didn't know if it was like bath bombs or it's not in English.
I am not the person to do it. I lived in Japan and
it's ice cream.
Yeah. I lived in Japan and I actually ate bubble bath thinking it was candy. So I am not the person to ask what Japanese things are. So
I'm in Japan, Tammy. I'm in Japan. So anyhow, so we lived to tell about it. And yes, it was frustrating there for a little while, but things finally got worked out, and hopefully your customers didn't fully give up. I know some of mine did. Some of mine did give up, but some of them didn't. And so that is a win. Let's see. I just want to make sure we call attention to any major announcements that you need to know right here, right now, today. Product status list was updated. If you guys didn't know that, so I learned today something. I learned that we're used to calling the workstation. That's, for those of us that have been around forever, we call it the workstation. But what I realized today is that when I received 3 texts from consultants within our team that said, is the workstation the same thing as the dashboard? Because I'm used to going to the dashboard, but I don't know that I've ever been to the workstation. And I thought I might be using out of date lingo. I'm thinking now I need to refer to the workstation as the workstation dashboard. Maybe that would check the box because somebody said I've been to the dashboard, but I've never been to the workstation. And I'm thinking, you've been to the workstation if you've been to the dashboard. So anyhow, so I learned that today. But the product status list, this is where I was going with this. The product status list, if you didn't know, is on the dashboard under news. It has its own little category for the product status list, and that has the dates for anything that is out of stock, when it may be returning, when it's set to come back. And that gets updated pretty frequently. And so just letting you know, I know sometimes you're not exactly sure where to look to find, like, hey, when is black raspberry vanilla scent circles coming back? There, I don't even know if those are out of stock right now, so I'm not telling you that they are. But you can always refer to the product status list and see if an item that maybe you aren't able to order, or if an item is out of stock, appears on that list, and if it has a date associated with its return. We have about 9 days left to register for SFR, whether in person or virtual. Okay. If by now, I would pretty much guess if you were attending in person, you probably have registered, maybe not. But there's really not a lot of reason to not register for virtual. And so You get to watch it right from home. You get to be in the loop with everything that's going on, or most everything that's going on at SFR. And stop it.
Texting with Amy.
And can't wait for SFR. This will be my first one. Ryan, I can't wait for you to experience SFR. You will never forget your very first one. Tammy, was your first one Shine in 09? Or was it 2008? 2009?
Where was Shine in 09? That was,
Salt Lake City, Utah.
nope, that's the only one that I missed. Mine first one was in Meridian.
In Meridian. So you
And
went
Boise, actually Boise, I guess.
So Rand, that would have been the 2008 SFR, correct?
Correct.
In Meridian?
Yeah.
And was that your first, or did you attend the one prior to that?
No, that was actually the very first
That was the first actual convention.
SFR, yeah. And
But
that's
wasn't there like a
convention.
potluck picnic prior
That
to?
that was before me, and it was not really, I guess they had something, but the real convention, the real I mean, because we call it convention back then, it wasn't SFR for a couple of years. But yeah, 2008 was like the real convention in Meridian. There was like 100 people there, and which is insane. So Tammy, were you there?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I won this little thing, and I walked up, and Orville's just waving at me, and I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing.
We actually had a dinner.
It was
If
a
it's
They
the one
held
that
the
you-
name
that-
out the hat, and it was a bucket of stuff from Ann Dalton.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was pretty fun.
So 100 people-ish in the
Yes.
2008 convention, first one. 2009 convention, I think we had about 2,200. Is what registered. So that was a large jump in 1 year. So right now we have about just shy of 8,000 consultants registered for in-person this coming year in Orlando. And the opening night party at Universal Studios, the registration for that is at just shy of 12,000 people. So a lot of a lot of guests attending that opening night at Universal Studios. So that's going to be really exciting. But getting back to my main point, you have 9 days left to register for virtual SFR if you are not registered for in-person or virtual. You have 9 days left, and there's really not a reason not to register for virtual. So just putting that plug out there for you. For anybody that wants to know, we have 62 days until SFR. Is that crazy when you hear it? Feels so far away until I say 62 days. That then feels you're going to be banned. You're going to be banned from this call. Okay, so consultant support will be closed May 17th. Just calling your attention to that. They have an employee event that day. If you haven't registered for the 5K, they're promoting the 5K. You have to be registered for in-person SFR to register for the 5K.
Which is why we figured out we couldn't bring the kids.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't. Yeah, only guests or consultants that are registered for SFR can register for the 5K.
Yeah.
That's everything else on your news tab is either from last week's updates, or you can always just go to your dashboard, click on news and scroll, and it will tell you all of the things that have happened since you were last updated. Okay, there's that. So we are continuing our chat on Mindset Makeover. That is our focus in May. That is what we've been working on. Obviously, if you are on the Flash page or you are on the Together We Sent page, it's pretty hard to miss the posting that is associated with the Mindset Makeover. And what we wanted to do tonight, now that we are halfway through, is we wanted to hear from you on what impact it has had for you. And I know that there's different perspectives with how it's going. Our biggest thing is if you miss a day, don't feel like you are out of the game, that you can't participate anymore, or that you even have to work backwards to catch up. It isn't like that at all. If you miss a day or you miss posting, or, I mean, because let's be real, some days do not go as planned. To just get right back in and get right back into the groove. I wanted to, I was going to give Tammy an opportunity to share with us kind of her take on how it's been going. And I want Jody Herring to share with us too. And then we want to hear from you. Like how has this impacted you in the first 14 days of doing this? What have you, maybe is there something that you've noticed about yourself, or is there something about the accountability piece where you feel like that's what's, making you continue to do it? So tonight we really just want to have some conversation around your experience with what we've been doing for the last 14 days.
I will also add that if you've ever read the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, and if you haven't, you should. It's amazing. Like literally, it's life-changing. It's so good. One of the things that he talks about in forming habits is really the chain of succession in which you don't break the chain in when you're doing these habits. So whether your habit is to go to Facebook and post your to-do list, or your habit is, for me, getting my feet on the floor by 6:15 in the morning, it doesn't matter. It's not breaking the chain. But if you do break the chain, only miss one day. If once you miss 2 days or 3 days, it's so much harder to get back into it and going again. So if you make a deal with yourself, okay, I missed it today, I won't miss it tomorrow. It's going to be so much easier for you to jump back in on whatever it is that you're chasing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tammy, do you want to go?
Sure. So we were talking about this in our director chat before this. And so I am not the best about posting. I am not a big social media person. It's just not me. It's never been. And I think it stems from my military background is where it all started. But I can tell you, just because I don't post there consistently all the time about the things that we're doing doesn't mean that I'm not looking at it. I'm not participating, and it's not benefiting me. Because I'm constantly on the go. To me, typing on the phone keyboard is not something that comes natural, not something that I enjoy, but doesn't mean that I'm not still creating my list, checking off goals, looking at those. And I have noticed that it's kind of one of those things. Surround yourself with the people that you want to be like. And so a positive mindset goes a long way, because I'm constantly now, I'm looking for positive quotes. And I potentially could have been the person who today, when the flash sale didn't go as well, be like, oh my God, this absolutely stinks. Like, this is terrible. But it didn't faze me one bit. It made me think, okay, we'll just readjust and go through it. Because like you said, one sale is better than no sales. Like, there is nothing that says that we have to have a flash sale. And yeah, it may not have went as we planned. And I'm sure it didn't go as Scentsy planned. However, any sale is better than no sales. And so I think it goes a long way, whether you realize it or not, when you're surrounding yourself, even just surrounding yourself with the people or reading the positive quotes, it changes your mindset. Because when you're around people that are negative all the time, it's easy to say, oh my God, this is terrible. This sucks. I mean, because that's what you're being fed. And so I guess I'm saying this to say don't participate, because if that's you, that's great. But also no, just even looking at it and going through those things, verbally with yourself or writing it down on a sticky or whatever it is, goes a long way to change it.
Yeah.
And so I guess that's what I wanted to say, because
Yeah.
I am not the one that is always there posting, but doesn't mean that I'm not still benefiting from it hugely.
I
So,
love that. Thanks, Tam.
yeah.
Jody.
Yeah, I had posted on mine the other day that it's been actually really good for me, really beneficial. I am ADD, ADHD, whatever, and I bounce. And it's making me held accountable to go on and check to see what it is every day, and check, making me think about what do I need to get done or what's important to get done. I don't know. I've just noticed a difference with myself. like each day I'm starting to get more of a routine. Like this day I should be doing this, or this day I should be doing this, because then I know that's going to be less stressful for me, knowing that I'm not bouncing all over the place. I already know what I need to do that day. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just been good.
Well, and what did you say about
Wonderful.
the Keurig? Because if
So,
you guys have been
yeah.
following along and reading any of the, because I told
Right.
you I've been going through and reading the to-do list. I love knowing what everybody's up to. But Jody's habit is filling the Keurig. So Jody, speak to that about why.
So, yeah, for me, I mean, as silly as it may be or sound silly, to me, it was something important. Like my husband gets up before I do. And I was trying to think of what could I do to help him. So just to take a little, because he does so much. I'm like, well, I could fill the Keurig because I know what bothers him if he has to go fill it up for his cup of coffee. We drink coffee not just in the morning, but we'll have it in the afternoon too, or he'll have one in the evening. So my habit is fill it up before I go to bed. Well, then I did slack for a few days. I'm like, oh man, I forgot. I get in bed and I'm like, shoot, I forgot. And I'll do it in the middle of the night when I get up to go to the bathroom, because I know I will. Then I don't. And then I hear him get up and I hear him filling it. I'm like, so it made me mad at myself. So now even during the day, if I see that it's down just a little bit, I fill it up. So I'm starting to get better because I do it for my dad. I take care of my stepmom. And so I never want my dad to have to go to get himself a cup of coffee and I've taken the last bit of the water because I'll have my coffee. So it started there, but I think I'm doing better at it. Because like making my bed, I already make my bed. I was trying to think of something else.
And it doesn't, and I said this to Jody earlier, it's, even if you feel like a habit is silly, if it's a habit that you want to create, it doesn't matter how silly you think it is. It's all, what's important is that you get into the habit of doing it because it makes your life easier. It makes you happy. It helps somebody else. It's whatever your reasoning is for that habit to develop. It doesn't matter how silly it could be.
Because I'm developing a little bit of the habits, I've added more habits.
Yep.
So like, but I like to I get tired and I get in bed. I'm like, oh, I don't want to go in the bathroom and brush my teeth and take my eye makeup off and blah, blah, blah. That's too much work. My bathroom is around the freaking corner. There's no excuse for me not to do that. So now I do. I get up off this bed where I am right now. I go in the bathroom. I do the routine, make sure my eye makeup's off, because I know how I feel in the morning that it's off. Like it's not all over my face. So it is helping create other habits without me really putting a whole lot of effort into it. Yeah, I think it's been helpful.
Great. Isn't that called would that be considered habit stacking?
Habit stacking.
Yeah. When you start nailing one and then you're like, okay, I can add in another.
Or when you're consistently brushing your teeth and then you're brushing and you're flossing and then you're brushing and you're flossing and you're washing your face and like you're stacking. So one habit gets stacked on top of the next habit, on top of the next habit, and you're doing all of these things together. It's pretty cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
So I would like to hear, I'm just going to shout out some names and then you guys can,
Aubrey. You
so,
have to.
all right, Aubrey, and I want to hear from Kristen and Yvonne and Brandy and Laura. Like you guys, and any of you in no particular order, or any of you that want to share, because anybody that wants to share, share with us. Tell us what your experience has been.
I'll go really fast. I think that I've dropped it in the chat that I list so many different things because I literally write every single thing down, and it made me realize how much I do get accomplished every day. And maybe why I'm so exhausted all the time. And that I need to pat myself on the back more often because I'm doing way more than I realized. And so it's just helped me understand that.
Yep.
Yep. That's what I was really hoping with that end of day reflection, is that maybe we would get to that point where we, at the end of the day, okay, well, maybe I didn't do this and this, but look at all of these things I really did do. Cause I'm as guilty as the next person of saying, what did I even do today? And I don't like that feeling. So.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and it's crazy too, right? When you see somebody's list and it says like, work or like drink coffee, work, and something else. And
Go
you're
to
like, you don't even realize
know
how
you do
much
more than that.
more you are actually doing in a day
Mhm.
when that's so like I find that if I did some additional things at my night reflection, I'll actually go add them in just so I can check them off.
Mhm.
Because I'm like, I actually even get more done than what is on my list. I don't accomplish everything on my list every day. In fact, there's not a day where I ace my list. That I always have carryover things, but there are things that pop up that I will add in and be able to check off. And it's been really cool to go back the last 14 days and see how much I actually have accomplished. And I was telling the leaders before this call that the accountability part has really been powerful for me. And it's just instead of me just trying to hold myself accountable, because obviously I don't do a great job only holding myself accountable, but knowing that I'm putting it out there and now you guys see what I'm attempting to set out to do for the day, I want to be able to check things off.
Well,
So,
yeah, and it's a personal recognition thing and a chance to celebrate yourself.
Yeah.
That you got it done. Mhm.
yeah. Okay, who wants to go next? Laura.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm multitasking. I think they canceled a customer's order and I've got to get here and chat support, but because before that can't be undone. But my habit is to leave the bathroom cleaner than it was when I entered it. It wasn't long ago that it was remodeled and it was my most beautiful room in the house. And I don't know at what point I let it go, but it was such a disaster. It's my peaceful oasis room where I soak in the tub and pretend I'm in Hawaii, but I couldn't do that because it got so bad. So every time, and I go to the bathroom a lot, y'all, a lot. So every time I am like, what can I pick up? Is there trash there? Anyway, my bathroom is now clean again. It's not as clean as I want it to be, but I've now been able to add my bedroom to that habit. I tried the living room, but I'm in and out of this room too often, and that was just too much. I was in a tailspin trying to do it with the living room. So for now, it'll be the bedroom. And, my surgery is Friday, so I don't know how much I can do. After that, I have no idea how much that's going to set me back, but I have to be kind to myself. I know that. And the other thing is sometimes when I write fewer tasks in the morning, I feel a lot better at night when I review it and I got done more than what I wrote down than when I do like almost a brain dump in the morning, which is what I did this morning. Like I have to clean this room, this room, this room, this room, and this room, and I have 2 days to do it. So it's all going to get done today. And I did not do one of the things yet. I mean, I still have some hours left in my day, but that's so disappointing to me. And I just have my heart sinks so much when I come back and see all that stuff that was on my hope to do list and I didn't do it.
Yeah.
So that really wasn't reasonable expectations. And I recognized that when I wrote it down. It was just really high hopes. And who knows?
And that's where the brain dumping can become handy because all of that brain dump is actually what you could pull from to actually structure. Okay, here's what is achievable. Here is what is, not going to overwhelm me for the day if I
Here's
just
what's a
pull
priority.
Yeah, here's what's priority and
Yeah.
but
And right
still.
now everything is priority because I will
Sure.
be one-handed.
Okay, but
That's my
also
struggle.
if everything is important, nothing is important, right?
That's a good point. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Laura. Okay, who's next? Yvonne, I'll make you. Brandy, I'll make you. Angela Clark,
She's been super
Heather
consistent too, yeah.
Prainer,
Yeah.
Kristen, Amy Abbs, Brandy Moore. Come on. Not everybody jump at once.
All right.
Good.
Oh, you go first. I'll mute.
Okay, Angela.
Okay. It's helped me a lot. Like, I don't know everybody's names. The last lady that just talked about just building habits, and it's helped me accomplish a lot more in my day of regular things, just having a few things down on the list. And the brain dump thing was really helpful because I knew I had so much more to do. And I started to feel like I was going in circles. And so when I was able to write everything I needed to do then I could see I was actually checking off a lot more from the regular day to day.
Yep. Good.
So
I
Yeah.
love that. Thank
Proud of
you,
you.
Ange. Okay.
Brandy Moore
Brandy.
was jumping in.
Okay. I've noticed a lot of the same things that everybody else, but the flip side for me is I've been not as jumping in. I had to stop at day 10. My son is having some medical urgencies right now. So what I noticed is the positivity that I was able to keep up. The positivity, sorry, I got choked up. My son's having medical urgencies. So the part that I noticed is how calm I can stay and how I can stick with the positivity that he's still home. We haven't had to hospitalize him yet. So just being able to look at the positive and pause and take that breath and know that it's okay to put your list off for a little bit and reprioritize and reorganize. So that's what I noticed a lot for me.
And you've done a really, really good job in sharing positivity through all of this. You have.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you even said that was a big deal for you too. When did you say that to us? On Cubicle, maybe last
Mhm.
week,
Mhm.
when you said
Yeah.
like being positive is actually a really big deal for you because that wasn't always the case, right?
I am not the gentle, positive person. And where it really, really became aware to me is I am the only non-gentle person in our co-parenting village. And when I saw that it was affecting my kids and my kids didn't have positivity, that's where it ended for me. I was putting all my traumas and all my baggage on my kids, and they don't even understand why. So I'm just taking that innocence and that positivity without an explanation.
That's awesome. Great job, Brandy. Well,
Thank you.
sending really, really good vibes to you guys and your son.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Okay, who's next?
I'll go.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
So I realized through this that like a lot of us probably do a really good job of showing up for everybody else. This has allowed me to show up for me. Like I show up at my full-time job, I show up as a mom, I show up as a wife. And the one thing that was getting pushed to the side was my stuff and my business and what I love and my passion. And stop it, you're gonna make me cry, Melissa, every time.
I'm not even doing anything.
I know, but it's just, but you are, because you brought this and it's impacting everybody. And that you and Anna, you brought this to us and it's impacting more than just the consultant level.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for that
Oh,
compliment.
thank you.
It has been a really, really cool social experiment almost on just,
We've loved every day of it.
I love it.
Mhm.
I love it. I'm already thinking, okay, how can we morph this in June to keep up the momentum? Don't be surprised if we do. Okay. Thank you, Heather. And I love, love, love reading through your list every single night. Every night. You guys, I literally will go through withdrawal. When you stop sharing with me everything that you're doing, I'm going to go through withdrawal because I love knowing so much more about what's going on with you and what makes you tick and what your days look like. And
Nosy.
it's not even nosy. Like I just care. You guys know, those of you that know me, like, you know, I just love people and I love the human experience and getting to know what makes up, getting to see like Kristen's daughter's birthday,
Yeah.
Abby's birthday this past weekend, and like her sharing that with us and like sharing your I'm totally picking on you, but like sharing your tattoos that you got. And, for those of you that missed it, Kristen had her daughters write their names and then she got her girls' names tattooed, or your first tattoos, right? They're
Yeah, my first, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see them very well, but because it's in a weird spot, but yeah.
and it's in their handwriting. And so, but like getting to see all of these different windows into what makes people who they are, because it's so much more than just Scentsy. And so I'll be the one that goes through the most withdrawal. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, Kristen, do you want to share anything? And if not, and that's okay too.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So I'm kind of 50-50 with habits. Like, and for those of you who don't know, I'm a huge exercise junkie. And so I have a complete and utter 150% habit of doing that pretty much 6 days a week, right? That is my outlet. But I cannot get my habit, and I've had 2 this month, so I'm not doing well on that. But what I am noticing is that I'm finding the sense of community and the sense of getting to know everybody and knowing that the support is there, and the accountability for me has been huge, because going through kind of a stressful time, being unemployed and lacking that sense of community of my day job that I used to have, I'm feeling very like lost and alone during the day, and working probably harder than I did at my day job, because trying to find a job just really sucks right now. So it's been kind of a nice jolt for me of just knowing that the support is there, as it always has been, but it just feels a little bit closer now, which I think is really good, because I need that right now. And just knowing that, like, I was doing one of my list items yesterday, I don't remember what it was, and I was about to get in bed, and I was like, I'll do this tomorrow. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna do it now, because I can't cross it off my list, and then that's gonna look bad on me. I gotta know I'm gonna do it now. So I think that has been the most impactful thing for me as far as my mind shift is concerned, because I can't seem to get my habit, and that's okay. I need the sugar and the junk food right now. So I'll find something else, but.
And if anybody needs an exercise accountability cheerleader, Kristen is your person. She is your person. Like, she is the biggest cheerleader. How I cheer you on in everything but exercise. No, I still cheer for you even with your exercise. I'm very proud of you. But yes, Kristen is our resident like exercise cheerleader, accountability.
I would be more than happy if anyone wants to message me on the side and you don't want to, like, but feel free. I'm non-judgmental, but this is like a huge passion of mine. So I'm happy to be whatever anyone needs me to be. It's something I enjoy doing.
Thanks, Kristen. Thanks for letting me pick on you. And that's a really cool thing too, is that we've learned different members of our community, what they have to offer also. I mean, we all are resources for each other for many different things. And so that's been a really cool thing too, to see. Like, I have to call out Carol Guthrie, because I loved her perspective today on the flash sale when she was like, listen, I lived without these items before the sale, and now that they sold out, I'll live without them again. And I just was like, Carol, what a sweet, amazing perspective that you brought to the craziness of the day, and you made me smile. So thank you.
She actually read that out loud while we were driving back.
I
from the
did.
airport. She's like, you got to hear this. I was like,
how cute is Carol? I
Yeah.
love this. So that was great. Okay. Who else? Who else is going to share something?
I'll go.
Yes,
Yeah.
Brandy.
I called it.
Okay, so I don't even know where to start. This has actually made me accountable for my business. Really. I was legit gonna let it go. Yeah. But I've learned that I have to do me and my business at the same time. I can't just focus on one and not the other, because that's just not gonna happen. Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. This is my life today, if you can't tell.
That's okay.
Yeah. I'm holding myself accountable for not going in and reading everybody's posts too. I've caught myself doing that. Like, I think it was yesterday. I haven't done it today, but I think it was yesterday. I didn't go in and I didn't read everybody's posts, and now I got to go back in and read everybody's posts because I missed it. I'm like, no, I want to know what happened.
I'm not
But
gonna
I'll go back
lie.
in and
I'm not gonna lie. I did wonder where you were. I was like, it crossed my mind where I was like, I need to message her and make sure she's okay.
You've been like wildly consistent to the point where I'm like, well, I guess I don't need to comment because Brandy's commented on everybody. She's so good. She's making everybody feel seen. She's making everybody feel like sharing matters. Like it's the best.
It
So
is.
I really
Aw, thank you.
I really admire that.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Well, thank you. I try, but
Wait, what?
I just want everybody to be, heard and seen.
Wait.
What?
Brandy, Heather says, I look forward to your comments every day. See the difference that
thank you.
Elena says, I love her feedback.
Elena, I love her feedback.
Yeah.
I love it. Elena, you've been consistent in showing up. What have you noticed, or what's been your experience?
I noticed that there's a lot of times I feel like I don't do a lot. And then this week I've been cleaning out my kids' room and doing basically a spring cleaning, and I feel like this maybe held me to it. I know that I've wanted to get this done, and then I woke up this morning and I was like, I just don't even want to do it, but I knew that I needed to do it. I was like, if I don't do it, then I can't say that I did it. So I wanted to hold myself accountable for it too. So I appreciated it. I appreciate being able to do that. It held me accountable for getting my flowers done and stuff like that too. So I know that the weather got kind of crummy, and so I didn't get to get it done as soon as I wanted to, but I was able to still get it done. Man, I said I was going to do this. I have to, I have to get it done. So,
well, your raised beds look awesome. They look awesome. And
my husband built them, so I think he did an awesome job.
He did. Those are great. I love them. But that's exactly it. And I think that's a common thread that we're hearing here, is that we feel this pull, like, okay, I'm being held accountable. I need to do these things. And it is making us take one more step, or do one more thing, or get out of bed and take the makeup off, or do
or if you fell off of the wagon that you feel the need to jump back on.
Yep.
So
yeah.
And that's
okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Good.
Anybody else before we round it out? Because Rand is going to give away a prize tonight for everybody that's on. She's going to pull, wait. Rand is dying to give away a prize tonight and pull a name, is what I meant.
Trying to say.
That's what I was trying to say. I made it sound like Rand was giving a prize for everybody that came tonight. And I mean, though she would love to do that, I won't volunteer her for that. But is there anybody, I want to make sure that anybody that wanted to share has an opportunity.
Do you mind if I say something?
Please.
So
unison.
I mean, okay, so I've not been really good at the very beginning. I was all out about it, and I was excited, and I got comments back, and it was great. And then my mom came and visited for a week and a half from Washington. So I've completely jumped off the wagon. I have all my scheduled posts, and then I kind of jump on Facebook every once in a while, but I've been so overloaded. So she's going home soon. And so I'm hoping to get back in and really start doing it, because I just feel like I'm up too late, and I've made it okay for myself to not do it because I feel like I need to. But I also feel like I need to get back into it, because it was cool. It was very cool. And I was, I had a few posts and then had a lot of comments back and reactions, and it was good. So I remember how that felt. So I really want to focus on getting back into it, though.
It really is a gift to yourself, isn't it?
Yeah. It's kind of cool. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Cool. I love that. And no judgment. Dive back in. Dive back in. This is for you. Yeah.
Thanks, ladies.
I will say something.
Please.
I have one thing. Well, two things. One, look at this basket. Doesn't it look just like a sweetgrass basket? Can you see it?
It does. It looks like a big size of the warmer.
I know. I look at it every time I'm here. Anyway. Jesus, criminy, there's a snake in that basket. My heart just almost flew out of my chest. Girl, anyway, I have loved this whole thing. My heart is, I need somebody to come take my vitals. Anyway, I have loved this whole experience. This is my jam. I love making people happy and I like the positiveness of it. And it's been really, really good for me, for my team, for my customers. I reach out. I videoed myself singing today, singing just a silly song, and I sent it to random customers, and they were just like, they loved it so much. It was just stupid, but I was just like, good morning, and they were like, oh my God, you're the sweetest thing in the world. I don't know. It's just been good, and it's like brought me back to me, I guess.
I told you.
Awesome.
Did I not tell you at the end of April? I said, just trust. I have something up my sleeve for you, and you're gonna love it, and it's gonna be so good. And I knew it.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Awesome. Great
And
job,
my
team.
PRV is like crazy, and I'm like, wow.
Because
And
when you feel good, when you start to feel better than yesterday,
Here and here.
yes,
Mhm.
it impacts everything.
It does.
It does.
And I really, really hate the word mindset. I mean, for 2 years, every time Melissa said it to me and Anna said it to me, I honest to God wanted to smack you both. And I hated it. I would just cringe. I'm like, my mind is fine. And now I'm like, okay, all right, maybe it was not so fine. But I had
This
some
is like
issues,
a
okay?
parent. This is like when a parent says to their child, told you so.
Yes, I know.
You're right.
And it was hard for me to admit. So.
Yeah, the kid just said, you were right.
I know.
Say it again.
And with that, I gotta go.
Okay, thank you,
Kim. Bye.
We're gonna take Deacon out for some
All
ice
right.
cream. So
Rand,
yeah. Oh, okay. Yes, right. We gotta do a drawing.
do a drawing.
Gotta
And
do
then tell
drawing.
everybody what's the rule. If your name gets called, what do you have to do?
Your name gets called, make sure you send me your address, you can just DM it to me. So I know where I'm sending it to. All right, here we go. Amanda Carter.
Amanda Carter.
Yay! Congratulations. That's awesome. You guys, great to see you. Thank you so much. We will have Cubicle tomorrow.
Mhm.
Yes, we will have.
We'll
We'll start it.
We're
We'll
dancing
have
all
virtual
over the
Cubicle
place.
tomorrow. 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, or whatever your time zone is in there. And then Thursday night shift will be a special guest, superstar director Ray Anderson. So if any of you follow Ray on social media, she is just darling. Well,
She's darling. She's the cutest thing.
she is darling.
Like,
She is the guest
that's
speaker
why
on Thursday night
put her
shift
in my
this week.
pocket.
And let's go out and do great things. We'll see you on the mindset posts, see you on the pages, and thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We love you guys.
Bye.